Hi everyone, welcome back to How to Play, the series where we teach you in depth how to play those songs that you think you might know, but actually there's always a little twist somewhere here and there, which means you haven't quite learnt it the way it should be played. Today I'm really excited to be doing Back in Black. As you can see, I'm a big fan of AC/DC. And today we're going to learn the main riff, we'll go through the solo, and we'll just run through the ridiculously complicated fast riff as well that I've always struggled with for years until I actually made this video. I found out the secret of how to play it in a much better way. We'll start off with the main riff though, one that we all know and love how to play, and it's just an absolute classic. So we'll begin at the very beginning. If you listen to the album version, unlike when AC/DC play the song live, they never normally bother with the actual intro, but the intro on the album, and if you watch the official video, does have this kind of 6 muted picks. Now I prefer to play like this. And then you pause until it comes in with the... But if you watch the official music video, Angus Young plays them all with a down pick, which I think is a little bit for the benefit of the music video. So if you want to be super specific to how it looks like it's played, you can do it like this. So just hold your fingers very lightly across the strings, pick the middle 2 or 3, and then it kicks in with the main first full power chord. Now I've been playing this riff wrong for years and years and years. It's because it's all to do with getting the full E chord, making sure that the full E chord is played. So previously I've done it with the first finger barred like that, but watching so many live videos it's very clear that that's not how you do it at all. So starting from the main riff from the very beginning, we're going to play this E-shaped chord. You're going to play the first 4 strings of it. You don't have to play them all, but I think that's how it sounds on the record. So come across for this D full chord here in that kind of first position. Down, up, down. And then you're going to bar this A major chord, but you're only really going to catch these 3 strings. Now this is the bit I've been playing wrong for my whole life of playing guitar. I always used to think this was with hammer-ons, but it's not. If you watch any live performance of AC/DC, they pick every note. Especially this one. Every video I've ever watched doesn't suggest that you pick that, but you really do. So the full down riff, this pentatonic riff in E, is like this. Simple as that. Now this is the bit that's super difficult, and I would say that it's a struggle for a beginner guitar player to play this. It's the kind of slide up here, and again this is something I've learned how to play properly. I've always struggled for years, and I've always thought I can't really stretch to do it. That's not what they do at all. When they're playing it live, it's actually much cooler than that. It's a lot of sliding. So play this B note here, all down picks incidentally. Okay, and then you're going to come up to the next one. So you actually hold this shape the whole time. And you've gotta go back for the full chord as well. I thought that this was a power chord. I even originally wrote that in the tab, but having watched videos again, it seems like they're very keen on coming back for the full shape of the E, including this G sharp here. So just to run it through for you then from the beginning, so apart from these, or downs in the video, so you repeat that one more time, and then we're going to go straight into the chorus here now. This is just power chords, so just 2 notes at a time. This is a really, really fun one to play and also super useful. We've had this shape in previous videos. And I mentioned it was very AC/DC-esque. Well, that's because it really does appear in a hell of a lot of AC/DC songs. So the rhythm is quite hard to get here because you're going in triplets, but essentially you're looking at... So just to run you through it then, so it's A power chord, first finger, E power chord with the first finger coming across, use your 4th finger here for the B power chord, take the first finger off, all down strokes as well. Great little shuffles to learn there. Then you're going to come across for what seems like a full G chord, but you're going to bar the 2nd fret by just basically having a fat 2nd finger. So this string here is not actually sounded properly, but you will be playing across it. So this first finger here, which normally you would have there, you get rid of. The reason is because if you have this 3rd sound so low in the guitar, it can sound quite messy. So you get rid of that and it's a much cleaner sound. Much more AC/DC style. So G, without that note, D, A, grab this note, go for the bend, back to this G. Then we're up to this G. This G, if you want to be specific about how it's played on the album, I've written the patterning out on the tab and you can hear it kind of goes... Back to the verse, you play that round twice, which I won't go through again, and also you've got another chorus coming. So it's quite a straightforward intro section really to get us to the solo point, but there's a few rhythm guitar parts here that are going to confuse things. It might sound like the lead guitar is playing what the rhythm's playing, but I'll show you how the actual main guitar part is played on the album version of the song. So open string on the E, jump up an octave with your 3rd finger to that 7th fret. I just use the same finger here to slide it down because it makes sense later on. All down picks, then you're going to slide up to the 7. Now you can fret that with a 3rd there, but it can sound a bit messy, so if you want to slide up here, you can use the 4th finger, kind of separate those 2 notes out. I prefer to do that, so... But you don't have to. Now this is where it gets interesting. 7th fret up here. So that's how you do that. And then you're going to slide up there onto that 9th fret with the 2nd finger. If you listen really carefully, you actually hear. So there's a note that's played that isn't actually held down, so it's just a kind of noise. There's a bit of hammering on action going on there. So these shapes are super fun to play. So you start on this 8th fret here with your 1st finger. Little bend. I do it with an up pick as well. Up, down, up. 3rd finger. Let this note ring as well, so it's more like this. And then there's a kind of slight picking of this note here on the 8th with the doubling. Then we're going to jump up here using your first finger, so it's like a change of shape. Or you can again, instead of having this bar, you can have that fourth finger if you prefer. It depends whatever you find quickest to play. And then a slight up picking and catching of this 12th fret here. Like that. Again, you can do that fourth finger if you prefer, or even at 3 and 2. So this is where the solo gets very, very, very interesting. We're on to page 2 of the tab now. And this phrase here. So you bend up from the 15th to the 17th. Vibrato. Like that. Or you can do different picking variants, but sometimes it's nice just to do it alternate like that. We're coming down now to one of the most complicated sections in terms of how it's played. So I think of this as a kind of slight break from having the guitar solo, although it is just as difficult to play. There's a lot of held open strings here, which a lot of people don't realise. So this B and the E string, you're going to hear an awful lot here during this next part that's played differently almost every time on the record as well, but I'll show you how it's done. So hit those open strings, jump up to the 9th fret on the G string. And then you want to slide down with your 3rd finger to the 7th fret. And then you're going to take the next shape, 6, 4, 6, 6. Slide up here for this shape. Same again, so we're back to this 9th fret here. Don't hit these open strings for the third shape with this 6, 4, 4, 6. And then just before it gets back into the chorus, you're going to slide up to here and kind of grab these with the 3 and the 4. Or you can do a 2 and a 3 if you prefer. Or even 3, just 3s. But I think 3 and a 4 is probably the best. Back into the chorus here, which we won't go through now because we've done that in part 1 of the video. You want to hit this G chord though if you're playing it through again. There's a slightly different patterning here. The basic principle is the same as when you're playing the earlier section. You don't really want to move that shape at all in a different way. You just want to slide it around and kind of catch it, as I'll show you now. So follow the picking as well on the tab. So down, up, down with a hammer. So to do it quickly, you've just got to kind of almost lock that shape in place and move it up and down, which I never realised for a really long time. Back to the chorus there, which we've run through in part 1 of this video. You've probably got the hang of it by now. Listen out for the G patterning, especially on the record. You've got to play it through in a slightly different way, so it's... And then we're going to go straight to the outro solo here. So this is where things get very fast and very, very complicated. So the outro solo begins with a very long bend down from the 12th fret. You just really want to let that ring. Then we're going to play this pattern again that we've had previously on the video. Jump up there with the 2nd finger. We've explained that previously, but check out video number 2 if you haven't, if you've just landed on this video. So this is where the solo gets really interesting on the way out here. This is the fastest section. Follow the tab as well, particularly here, on the 15th fret on this B string. So let's go to the fastest section of the piece then. So once we've gone up here to the 15th fret, there's a few pinch harmonics right at the end, which again we do by just turning the pick slightly and catching it with your thumb. So just to run it through a bit faster, this is what I tend to play. But I slightly miss out a few of the extra notes that Angus Young plays here, which I have written in for you. So try and follow the tab there. For fingering wise, you want to go for the 3rd finger. That's the real one here, that's the cool note. Do that with a hammer on, a pull-off, sorry, do that with a pull-off. I think because it's so fast, you've got to fret across here. Like that. Make sure you catch those pinch harmonics because they sound really cool. Then you're jumping up to the 20th fret here. And then you're holding this bend up here like this. Then you're jumping right up here, so you're getting all the way to the top of the neck now. Luckily I've got enough frets to do this for you. You can use your 3rd finger, or you can use your 2 and 3. I like to do the 3 and the 4 just because it gives me strength on the 3, and I'm used to playing it in that way. So when you're up there, the record starts to fade out. So if you want, you can just stop at this point and no one's going to begrudge you that. But if you want to try and play the really quiet bit on the record, which I did enjoy finding out actually, you're up here. And then it's just tacked in away on page 3. There's a little jump down here to this 15th fret. If you just want to get the really quiet bit at the end of the song there. And that's it, it fades away. You feel like it should just end in a kind of... or something like that, but anyway, they do that live. But that's how the record version is played. I hope you got to grips with this super fast solo there. It's a bit like that, but go for the tabs, work it through, and you too will be able to play along with AC/DC's Back in Black. Thanks for tuning into the How to Play series. Hope you enjoyed this one. There's so much more AC/DC to come. I'm tempted to do this whole album, so let me know if that would be fun in the comments below. But thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in our next video.